Hello, all of you colorful kooks out there in the wonderful world of YouTube. Didn't say the tube's you this time. I made it a little different. And welcome to another crayon colored installment of this Disinformed After Dark. I'm Shane.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Michael.
And
I'm
Zippity
not sure.
Superati.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not sure that's better. But okay, so we were having a debate prior to the roll here, a pre-roll, regarding the proper pronunciation of a word that is written as, crayon, as far as I have seen. But the joys of pronunciation, if Michael has taught us nothing over the course of nearly 200 episodes, is that it's variable. It's open to interpretation. So Doc was telling us a lovely story about his daughter attempting to Chucky the walls with a strange wax-like colored cube that is branded as something, and he pronounced it thusly.
I said crown. Okay, I was talking about crowns. And what I found very humorous was I was just telling the story. I wasn't thinking about this. Then Michael says, "Are you pronouncing it crowns? Are you pronouncing it crowns?" And it amused me because I literally just had this conversation with my partner yesterday, whereas Elda was saying the same thing because she says crayon, and I'm like, you're just making it multisyllabic. It's not that but I'm saying so. Then I was like, crown is the way I've been saying it my whole life, and she's like, it's pronounced crayon, crayon, and so I Google it. And there are multiple ways of pronouncing it, and there's entire YouTube videos that go over the different ways of doing it. And apparently, it's just a regional thing. On the West Coast, apparently, crown is quite popular. So I guess because coming from the West Coast, that's how I was raised. But it was just very humorous to be attacked on. I've never had any conversation related to the pronunciation of this word until yesterday when it was, ha ha ha, you're saying crown. And then today, 2 days in a row, are you saying crown? Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Let's also.
I was just asking because I thought you were literally talking about a crown that you put on your head. So when you say crown, I was asking for clarification.
Now
I knew what you were talking about.
With his daughter, it could have been tiara if he was going to say it that way. But I mean, it's married with. Now, it's also important for clarification's sake that Doc is referring...
The viewers are only going to believe Michael right now because they didn't see all the pre-roll nonsense.
Because that's what I said. I was asking for clarification.
We should also clarify to the listeners here as well that Doc is referring to growing up on the west coast of Canada, where people are notoriously fiddly with the pronunciation of particular words, like crayon. Your rationalization for that pronunciation, by the way, of saying you're making it difficult by making it multisyllabic is like saying the word thunder should not be pronounced that way. It's like, just make it a single syllable, like thunder.
Thunder. Oh, man, thunder.
He came in and asked me for sure. And I gave him sugar, and that's not egger. And I don't know egger because it's the thunder was striking, and then I gave him sugar, and then he used the crayon and colors.
Okay, so it is crayon. Crayon. Is that how you?
I mean, that is the word as spelled, crayon. And I will go with crayon, like Cylon. That's how my interpretation of the word is. But You can get thunderstruck over there if you want.
Well, you can, but spelling doesn't necessarily equate to pronunciation. Or tell me how you say knife.
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 Fair enough, but yes, okay. I just thought it was very amusing because I had never had any conversations about this, and then 2 days in a row. That's how you pronounce that word. I think we need to see that doctorate, sir. We need to claim that back there.
It's okay. Hey, you keep your crayon, you glorious king, you.
It's not crayon. So that's one of the odd. A lot of people do apparently say crayon, as in like cranberry, like crayon. Yep. But I'm saying, but the way I pronounce it is crown, like.
But see, there's
like what you'd wear on your head.
It's CRA as opposed to CRO. So,
but I think you just jump to the ON then, like crown, like.
But the Y precedes that. So,
that's how you get the.
Ow. Ow. So to you, someone saying yo should be saying ow.
Okay, I think I think what I need to do is modify my behavior and begin to say crayon. Do you know for a long time?
It's a dialect. It's fine.
Well, see, I'm not.
It's just weird.
But
Not
the
crayon.
thing is, but the thing is,
You're not French.
But the thing is I'm not entirely certain it's dialect versus poor pronunciation on my part, because I always had like a lisp when I was a kid. Not a lisp, but I just had difficulty pronouncing some
An
certain
impediment.
words.
Yeah.
So like for instance, long. You know, like if you're talking about the opposite of short, right? Something that's long. That I used to say lawn, like your grass, right? And I would just be like, oh, you know, it's very lawn. And then in high school, I distinctly remember like my friend AJ in high school being like, are you saying lawn? Like, who says lawn? That's not how you say it. It's longa. And like, you know, so then I spent years, every time I'd say that word, making sure that at the end I was giving that little G, like that little guh, like so longa. Mm-hmm. So I'd get it. But it took me years to kind of like get that inflection mentally, like keeping that in mind every time I said that bloody word, and sometimes going out of my way to avoid saying the word and just, you know, find a synonym for it.
Well, it's important to, you know, spend years cultivating decent diction. It's important for everybody, particularly when you have a speaking role on a podcast.
Well, no, exactly.
I will not begrudge you that.
Well, and that's what I'm thinking, is that perhaps I'd had my hands slapped on long many years ago. Maybe somebody had said crown back then. I'd have fixed it by now too. But instead, I'm 37 years old, and here we are.
About to crown you king. So, moving on from the heated debate of the appropriate pronunciation of crayon, we did have a discussion for this week's episode where we finished up our lengthy evaluation of the Satanic Panic from all sorts of trajectories and permutations. And we were looking at a horror film which discusses the odd synchronicity between metal music and bedevilment. And the diabolical, if you will. And so, Mr. Michael was a bit vexed by us not discussing a giant killer jack-o'-lantern for a film entitled Hack-a-Lantern. And so we've elected to have a quick reaction to the trailer for this film and see whether or not there is actually somebody wearing a giant jack-o'-lantern, wielding a knife, and dispatching people.
Telling you, this is ripe for a comeback. Like, I would happily October go see Hack-a-Lantern 2. You know, that would be amazing.
I would much rather watch Ejaculantern, like I talked about in the course of the episode, but that's me. So, Michael, do you have that beautiful bean footage ready to roll?
Yes, I do.
Do you have the sound prepped?
No, I will in exactly 2 seconds.
You're a beautiful human being, and I appreciate you. I will vamp while you are working on that. But so, this is apparently a horror film which shows a lot of weird connective tissues to metal music and satanic activity. I'm supremely excited about this. Let's make that puppy full screen and get ourselves ready to roll. And here we are, the glorious Hack-a-Lantern. I'm prepared for my ears to scream at me.
Oh, that's a fair point. There.
Bless you.
It's
an idyllic,
pretty good quality,
lovely town. Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
Something for me? Because I'm special?
Yeah. Tommy.
Trick or treat! Give me all your candy or I'll blow your head off!
Robin, did you learn how to talk nicely to your sister?
Ben, you're dead!
This is going hard.
Tommy, we have to wash that.
I mean, that guy's got a creepy face. So did the old guy.
Grandpa says it's good for me.
Grandpa? When did you see Grandpa, Tommy?
Grandpa's been
Did he
dead for
give you
20
that?
years. Oh, God.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Love the cutaway.
Okay, I'm presuming this
Fun
is in the
axe.
future?
That's a damn cool guitar.
Man, that's a good origin story. Got into like a good rock metal, like a rock band because your mom destroyed. Whoa, what the?
Rock metal?
Yeah, your rock metal.
Uncle Creepy.
Oh, this is awesome. I think I've seen a snippet of this somewhere.
What?
Okay, I'm sold. I want to see this movie.
I have no idea what's going on.
This is a great part for Tina Turner.
All right.
Well, Like- oh man.
Nice.
Okay. Lasers? They got lasers?
Naturally.
Oh man. Oh, what was she doing for that hand?
Naked in the sand.
Oh.
What the hell's happening with Grace Jones and people from Blade Runner?
Whoa,
Hello.
whoa, 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 whoa. This is
They're
YouTube.
children.
Oh. Oh. He's not even playing.
That's how hard the rocking is happening.
A sword fight? This has everything. It's got lasers, it's got sword fighting, it's got slashers.
It's got an axe.
He pulled the
The hour of Satan has arrived.
Indeed.
I'm sold, guys. I gotta see this.
Agreed.
Okay. All right.
Now, Michael, I'm going to ask you a very pointed question. Do you feel like that film trailer suffers from having no one wearing the jack-o'-lantern while killing other people?
I rescind my previous statement.
I appreciate that.
That is a work of beautiful, beautiful art. And just chef's kiss.
Totally agree.
Works perfectly with it.
I'm a little uncomfortable by how many of those characters resemble some of my family members. But other than that...
Plot twist, they actually all filmed this while you were a kid and you just don't remember it.
I mean, if
You
put
were
a
the
couple-
kid that had the pumpkin smashed in front of his face.
I'm just licking blood off my hand like a bushwhacker.
It's because I'm special.
Oh, it hurts my heart. I will say, yeah, if you stuck, a couple interesting like tusks into my beard while I was running, yeah, I could be wearing that. I could be the killer. Who knows?
Nothing about that trailer dissuaded me from the opinion that this is rife for a comeback. I would definitely see a hack-o'-lantern.
Stop
too.
using that phrase.
What?
A comeback is usually something that happens when you're doing it doggy style, but I digress. So,
That was beautiful. That was such a good trailer.
resurgence, remake, change it up a little bit. Call it a crown, for God's sake.
Don't call it a comeback. It's been here for
Call it
years.
Crown.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So that was fabulous. I appreciate taking the time to do that. And as a further follow-up to the episode before we get out of here, I have one more thing that I was asked for that I want to make sure I deliver, lest I be accused of being a bad host. So, in the soundtrack of the documentary Paradise Lost, The Child Murders at Robin Hood Hills, the Metallica songs featured, by the way, are Welcome Home, parenthetical, Sanitarium by Metallica, The Call of Cthulhu, as
Nice.
spelled by them, by Metallica, and Orion by Metallica. So neither of the ones that I said on the episode were actually...
And two instrumentals. That's surprising.
Well, it's a documentary.
yeah,
I'm sure you don't need to have James doing his whole all over everything.
No, I just meant there are a bit of deep cuts for Metallica in terms of if you're reaching into their catalog for a instrumental. So hats off to the documentarians.
Well, it's a documentary about a murder. Deep cuts are somewhat expected. But,
Oh no.
oh, man, I'm sorry. These two were much worse than I was over the course of the episode.
Oh,
proper.
yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
note,
Bite your
so-
tongue or
Or
something
other
else.
things. Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
Deep
Chase that
bites.
sausage to the end of the earth. All right. So, if you have not, if that got you intrigued at all at our discussion of the Satanic Panic, you can go check out our recent episodes on the subject. There are 3 of them, count them. So I'm sure that you'll be vastly entertained. And that is, of course, on the Disinformed podcast, where we like to talk about random esoteric nonsense and lie about it. If you are unfamiliar, didn't do this in the intro because we got too excited about the crowns, but crowns. And so we hope that you all enjoy the show if you check it out. And if you do, let us know. There are myriad ways to do so, as Michael can inform you now.
Smash that like button, ring the bell, hit subscribe, set phasers to engage, and leave a comment.
We would love to hear if you, in fact, would like to see Hack-A-Lantern as it gets remade. or gets its own redux, if you will. Doc will be directing, apparently.
Happily.
And it'll only be music from Metallica.
Naturally, yes.
Of course. And with that axe, oh, I need that same guitar back for that. That was a badass guitar.
If Metallica can be the metal band that is involved in all of the slaying while the weird Grace Jones facsimile is doing a dirty dance, that would be pretty fantastic.
The one with the arm, she kind of resembled a little bit of Tina Turner there. I was kind of...
The one with the arms?
Yeah,
you know,
there was
she had
one
the-
that pulled a Shiva and had like 8 arms behind
Okay.
her.
Thank
I
you.
was
Thank you, Michael.
I'm just going to note everybody in that trailer had arms. So a little disambiguation's helpful.
That's
just
why
for
I gave
those
the
playing home
context.
game.
Yeah,
But Michael picked up what I was putting down, so there was enough there.
I never said that you didn't both share the same crazy. That's well documented.
It is known. It is
With all
known.
the mispronunciations that go on around here. So,
Heavy
If
is
you
the head
also-
that wears the crown.
and also, depending upon how you pronounce the word crayon, weigh in the comments. This is the first short that we'll ever be able to cultivate. We'll just do a quick, post here. Say, how do you pronounce crayon? Weigh in the comments.
Yeah,
Fire away.
crayons.
You two can't pause like that. I thought that my internet feed died on me again. I was like, not today, Jesus. Satan, help me finish this thing. So, I think that's going to officially bring this glorious installment of Disinformed After Dark to a close. If you're interested in checking out more, as I said, new episodes of the podcast wing your way every lovely Monday morning. Go over and subscribe wherever you steal your favorite podcasts from. And of course, if you want to find more of us, there is a link tree in the show notes below that'll take you to all of our irrelevant socials. And we have new material winging your way on this blessed platform every single fabulous Friday morning, so you can go check us out here whenever you're inclined. And if you ring that bell for the notifications, it'll help you find all the glorious content winging your way. But that is going to bring this glorious installment to a close. And so, crayons off to all of you out there. And for Disinformed After Dark this week, I am, in fact, the crayon killer, Kenton Eldorado.
And I am Leroy, the cockroach commander. Jerry.
And I am Robert the Disappointment Greer. And zippity
Zippity
zoop.
zoop, we're out of here.
Oh, yoink.